Now what we have out here today, we have two small companies. Will work kind of as a small battalion. Now, here at Gettysburg, very many rifle companies in both armies only numbered about 28, 29 to 30 or 35 men. They're fairly small organizations. Their book strength is actually 100 officers and men. But because during the Civil War you don't have replacement like you do in the modern army, as you suffered casualties and losses, very rarely would these be replaced. So you'd have companies that are basically fighting with about 30% strength at this battle. Now the colonel is working the men through some of the basic maneuvers you would use to, again, you don't want to make yourself a very obvious target to the enemy until you absolutely have to. And there were a variety of moves that could be made using columns of companies, marching in fours, which was your typical marching formation. And you could go from a column of companies, as they are doing now, into a line of battle. If you could imagine 6 or 7 companies stacked one behind the other, this can be done very quickly and very easily. Now, this is also one of the reasons why, if you've ever read anything about the Civil War as far as letters or diaries, what's one thing the men are constantly complaining about? They drill all the time. I mean, constant amount of drill. Well, it's necessary to maintain the skill and ability to do these things instantaneously on word of command or on command of a musical instrument. That's another thing people don't understand about Civil War music. Most people think it's just there for marching. You look in the back of a tactics book, there are 30-odd pages of musical instructions for giving commands, including firing, cease firing, moving by the right flank, moving by the left flank, double quicking, regular time, because what's one of the things that's, as you're going to find out, what's wrong with the Civil War battlefield regarding communication? It's very loud. And if you're a human being, what's the only tool you have? Well, you got your ears for hearing. You got your voice for giving orders. All orders have to be given in voice or in writing. Not very easy. So that's why if you've got musical instruments which can be masked to give orders, that works a lot better. Now what they're doing here is wheeling around, you know, both companies to reach toward a common front. Now among the various types of fire that you could use, fire, as again I said, you did this shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow stuff to keep your fire under control. Under the direction of your officers, your battalion commanders. And they had several different methods that were available to them depending on the type of target you're firing at, the range you're firing at, and your intended effect. Now the first type of firing that they will be doing is a battalion fire. One big volley, everybody fires. This is particularly useful at long range, say approximately 300, 400 yards. It's also very good against a masked large target. If you are facing a cavalry charge, terribly effective. But one of the things about a masked volley fire, because you can also do it at short range if you have the time, and this is when it works best, is the horrific psychological shock of a mass fire. Because instead of saying having 1, 2, 3 casualties occur within your sort of peripheral view over the course of, say, a minute or so of firing, you're hit by volley fire, you're going to see 9, 10, 11 within your field of view in one instant. colonel will now demonstrate to you the effect of a mass volley fire.